Community engagement is a very important thing to me. Being a young man that grew up in the housing community, I remember two officers, Waddell and Lincoln. They were actually community engagement kind of guys. I remember their names from a young man, still remember their names because they took the time to sit down and talk with us and laugh with us and play with us, and they knew us. And that put an everlasting impression on my life that makes me want to be that officer that, you know, people remember years later as I remember those two gentlemen.
It's very important to have a good relationship with the community that we serve, because at the end of the day we need to build that trust. They need to trust us, we need to trust them. When you start building that trust, then you start opening up communication, or a good line of communication, and you can be able to talk about some very sensitive and very tough topics that maybe if you didn't have that trust you wouldn't be able to have those conversations, which are so important, because transparency, being honest with our community, is very, very important.
I may go to a school, read a book to a kid, or I may answer a call. We do events, like you said, we give out, you know, toys. We may see somebody on the playground playing, get out and play some ball with them.
The life of a police officer in general is taking calls, but if you can build those relationships with those of our community, kind of makes your job a little easier within helping the community.
I enjoy just the interaction that I have with our teenage population. Again, to build their character, to show them that if we work hard, we can be a positive role model in our community also.
You know, it's just that quality time that I get with being in a community engagement that I may not necessarily get when I was working patrol. So I love the freedom to build those relationships.
We're here to help you, for people just like you are, and just making relationships is just so important, and it builds so much trust. Just see us, and when you see us out on the street, you know, just say hey and, you know, get to know us, because there's some really good cops out there.
We have our Santa Cop, which you get a child and you go shopping with them. Around Thanksgiving, like you said, we give out turkeys to families that needs them, and families who just wants them. So those are special times when you get to build those relationships with the community.
It's been pretty awesome to see kids, you know, over the years that have attended cop camp, even parents whose kids are now coming through the program, and the impact that we had on them. You know, some have gone on to be, you know, interested in law enforcement, fire, you know, community service type jobs. So it's always awesome to kind of see how it plays out with that interaction, and you know, them being able to get to know our officers.
So some of the events that we do, Wilmington PD will hold demo days with different specialized units within the agency, get to go out and showcase to the public what we have, special equipment. So CSI gets involved and we do fun little demo and fingerprinting with the kids. I'm also a part of our UAS, are known as the drone team. And so we'll have drones out there along with other specialized equipment from different areas of the department.
For us in the Mounted Unit, community engagement is a big part of our day-to-day operation. We're downtown predominantly engaging with the community. We see and talk to more people than probably most officers do in a whole week. We do that in one day. And so it's just a big part of what we do. We do events, we'll do demos with schools, and you know, we just try to be out there and just try to be a face for the department, for people to come up and see us. And you know, people always love to talk to us and pet the horses, and so it's just a good way to communicate and to interact with the community.
I've been in situations where I was just a backup officer and I was helping with a scene, and say it was a wreck or something like that, and people have come out onto the street to see what was going on. I try to make an impact on those people. It might be the first time they've ever seen an officer, especially children. You know, I'll let them sit in my patrol car if it's safe to do so, show them what it is to be like a police officer. This is my mobile office, so I'll show them all the pictures of my kids, and I'll show them how the lights work and what the computer does.
When I was assigned to the Housing Task Force, I had a football and a basketball so that I could open these, or basically be able to start these encounters and have the opportunity to get out with them and throw the ball around, play basketball, which is something I'm not good at, but I enjoyed hanging out with the kids, so that was something that was a lot of fun.
The POW program is another way that we interact with our community, especially our youth, because our youth are important parts of our community. They grow up to be adults, and we want them to realize that law enforcement is here for them too, because sometimes they go through traumatic situations where they may see a family member or a friend get encountered by law enforcement in a bad situation. And our POW program shows our youth how we interact outside of confrontational settings, and it gets to build those relationships with our youth.
It benefits the community. It's a holistic approach to making the community better, and not just fighting crime, but in people getting to know their neighbors, people becoming more engaged with their city they live in, as well as the city government even. I mean, it's good all the way around. It's a positive thing.
I enjoy going out to the bus stops in the mornings and interacting with the kids, and it does my heart good when they see me and they bright and they get smiling, they run up and wrap their little arms around my leg and say, "Hey, Officer Killon." You know, it just does my heart good just to be able to interact with the kids, and the parents seeing me interacting with the kids and they smiling.
This is the young lady that gave me the mug that said you are awesome. She made my day. I'm about to cry.
I think community engagement is one of the most important parts of being in law enforcement. It can make an impression on kids that'll last a lifetime, as it done for me.